This is one of my coolest, most recent, and most personal manifestations. This all happened about a week ago. I have to share a little bit of background information. I am a young man, and have always maintained the belief that I had a curvy body type. I think I formed this belief in high school while my weight fluctuated throughout puberty, and I would gain weight around my hip and thigh area. No matter where it really formed, I held onto this belief, and it consistently reflected itself back to me. Shopping for pants felt like a nightmare, because I felt like I already knew the end result. Things would either fit in the thigh and hip area and be way too big in the waist, or fit in the waist and be uncomfortably tight elsewhere. Even in the past, while consistently dieting and exercising, I still never felt that my body looked how I wanted it to. I have studied the law for just over a year now, and my theoretical understanding and successes have improved dramatically. One day, it hit me. Why wasn't I using the law favorably regarding my body type? I say favorably here because I was perfectly using the law, just for what I didn't want. So, here's what I changed. I'll start by saying that I don't consistently do SOTs, in the standard definition of looping a single scene until you fall asleep. I like visualizing before bed most nights, but I visualize a lot of different things. I think that the more rules you put on your visualization, the less fun it will be, and you will be less likely to do any of it, which leads to frustration. While visualizing one night, I asked myself, what do I want to see? What do I want to be true? From there, the imagining comes naturally. I imagined that I was checking myself out in the mirror, and that I loved how my pants fit my body. That's it. For me, this image implied that my body type had changed, and that standard cut men's pants would hang off my body in a way I had always desired them to. In the past, if I looked at how my pants fit in the mirror, I would be disappointed with how they looked, so this simple change in feeling behind a similar image was enough for me. I imagined this only a few times between a couple of nights. I didn't try to pass it to my subconscious mind or anything like that. I just saw what I wanted to see, and felt how I wanted to feel. I don't mindlessly repeat affirmations, but sometimes I do ask myself, what do I want to think? Which goes back to, what do I want to be true? My answer was that I wanted to think that I was losing weight like crazy, and that I looked hot. So, sometimes while walking by the mirror or after a shower, I would look at myself and just think something along the lines of, dang, I am losing weight like crazy. I look so good. I wanted to give myself lots of compliments because I knew it could only benefit me. Pretty quickly after doing all of this, my girlfriend started telling me I was too skinny. It was sort of as a joke, but I knew she had noticed my body was changing and that gave me confidence, for I knew my external world was reflecting my change in my internal world. Last week, while getting ready for work, I put on a pair of pants that I always wear and they were falling off of me. I put on my belt, and had to use the tightest loop to keep them up. Just a few weeks ago, I was wearing these pants with no belt at all. Later that day, I stopped by a store, and bought another pair of pants in a size that I previously wouldn't have grabbed first, out of fear that it would be too small. I took them home, and tried them on and they fit exactly how I had imagined a few weeks prior. I was elated. I felt hot. After a few more days of wearing those pants, I noticed that even that size I had picked out was a little too big. They are sort of falling off of me, so I need to go back to the store, and get the next size down. I'll add this section just as a quick disclaimer for anyone who wants to write this story off as success. As a result of physical effort only, I have never counted a calorie and I don't own a scale, so I wasn't also trying to diet to bring about this change. I do like to exercise, but I do it for fun and I don't follow a strict schedule. If I felt like going on a long walk or jump roping, I did that. If I felt like eating pizza 3 nights in a row for dinner, I did that. The only thing that truly changed in my day-to-day life was my assumption. I learned so much from this experience. I learned to examine every aspect of my life to see if I was unconsciously perpetuating a story that no longer served me. I learned that you don't need to visualize rigidly or religiously to get a desirable end result. It is best to do what feels natural, regarding techniques, and to only visualize what feels fun and exciting. And lastly, I experienced for myself that there really is nothing that exists out of the law.